Here, this is video 1 out of a completely free 4-part Instagram training series that myself and Marco, who I'll tell you about in just a second, are bringing to you to get you up to 10,000 followers as quickly as possible. Now, these 4 really important new Instagram strategies that all the big accounts are using. If you see a big account on Instagram, maybe it's a personal account, maybe it's a brand, and you see them just growing really, really quickly and you don't understand why, these videos will explain to you exactly what they're doing to grow so quickly and show you how you can replicate this for yourself and see your own success, see this own success for yourself, getting out there and reaching people you wouldn't otherwise reach with your content, bringing them back to your Instagram page and having them follow you, keep up to date with what you're doing, and then ultimately buy your product or service through high quality content. And we're going to show you how to do all of this in this 4-part training series. And once again, it is myself, Benji, you're probably very familiar with, and Marco, who I've actually hired to run one of my business's Instagram accounts because he's really, really good at what he does. He charges a lot of money to his clients to get them these results, and I've actually recruited him to make a couple of these videos for you. And all these learnings that I'm teaching right here is what I'm learning from him right now, because he's telling me what all the new stuff that's going on Instagram and how to grow really quick. And I just want to make sure that it's not just the big brands who get these strategies, but it's you as well who can apply them to your small business or to your personal page or to your big business if you have a big business. So Marco and I will be bringing you this 4-part free training series, and you don't want to miss it because there are some really incredible content. So you can see there's a button down below. We'll notify you when the next video is out, which will be the fastest way to grow on Instagram in 2018, 2019. Today's video is hacking Instagram's exposure algorithm. So this is actually a really cool one that I'm excited to teach you about, because it's basically, we can go to the next slide. When you post a photo on Instagram, there's generally 2 ways it goes. In Exhibit A on the left, on the white part of the screen, you can see, may look familiar to you. You post a photo, you don't really get any new followers from it, and only hits a small portion of your current followers. You may get 1 or 2 new followers who roll in through a hashtag. You only get a handful of likes too, maybe 50 likes, maybe 100 likes, maybe you get 500 likes, but you're not seeing that grow, and you're not getting more likes than you have followers, because it's not really reaching anyone outside your followship. And in section B, or Exhibit B, you can see this is using the Instagram hacking the exposure algorithm. We get 84 new followers for 1 piece of content and over 1,204 likes, or 1,204 likes on this photo, even though we don't even have 1,000 followers on that account in this example. So you're getting more people liking your content and more followers who aren't already following you. You're ending up in the Discover tab, and you're getting people to come back to your profile based on the content you post. Now, this is what the big accounts are doing, and I'm going to break it down and show you how to do it for yourself. So the first question we really need to tackle is understanding what Instagram wants. Because when your incentives are aligned with Instagram, if you're posting what Instagram wants you to post, they're going to reward you very handsomely. So Instagram want high quality content that people love, because Instagram want people to stay on Instagram. They want them to spend a lot of time on Instagram so they can show them more ads. So therefore, the more people love your content, the more people engage with your content, the more Instagram is going to share it throughout their platform to new people that you wouldn't originally have reached. So the question then becomes, how does Instagram determine what's high quality and what's low quality? Because it's very tough. They don't have a team of people being like, yeah, I think people will like that, or I think people won't like that. It wouldn't really be practical. So they need a way to test if what you're posting is high quality or low quality. And they do this through what's called a micro test, an Instagram micro test. And it's very simple what this is. I'm going to break this down for you and then show you how to basically leverage this micro test or hack this micro test to perform better than you originally would, and therefore get more exposure and more discovery to your content. So this is what the micro test looks like. You'll notice whenever you post a photo, you don't actually get this photo displayed in front of everyone who follows you. Unfortunately, that's not the way Instagram works. And even when someone follows you, they may not see the content that you're posting. This is because the micro test is the first thing that Instagram do when you put this post up. So say we posted this delicious looking breakfast here on the left, and Instagram decided to micro test this to 100 people. You can see there's 100 people, 10 rows of 10 in the micro test. Now, depending on how well these 100 people interact with this post that we've just posted or engage with this post, that's going to determine how many more people will see this post. Now, really quickly, what an engagement is a view, if the media is a video, a like, a comment, or a share. And these are all weighted differently, but we don't want to get bogged down with the details right now. We can do that in some upcoming training that we're going to be offering. But what we need to know is that if a low amount of people engage with the post or the photo, say 10 people out of 100, then Instagram are going to be like, okay, only 10% of people who saw this engaged with it. It's not very high engagement rate. It's going to be low quality. So that's how they determine it. In another test, for example, same photo in this example, they test it, they micro test it, and 60 out of 100 people engage with it. So they like it, comment, or share it. And then Instagram's like, wow, that's a really high quality photo, and people are very well engaged with it. So we're going to want to display it to more people so that we can leverage this high quality photo as best as possible. So to recap that, Instagram micro tests the content you post and determine whether it's low quality or high quality. Now, I've used in this example sort of a binary scale, low quality or high quality. Is it good or is it bad? It's not actually like that. So to break it down a little bit further, I want to introduce what's called the exposure boost on Instagram. And I'm going to show you how you can leverage this exposure boost to get seen by literally hundreds of thousands of people, even if you're only followed by a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand. So the better the micro test performs, Instagram are going to slot you into this basically gradient scale of exposure boost. How well did it micro test? Say 100 people out of 100 engage with it. Well, then this is the perfect piece of content. We're going to show it to everybody on Instagram. I mean, I'm sure that's never happened before, 100 out of 100. But just say a very high amount of people engage with it, then they're going to want to show and give you the exposure boost to as many people as possible so more people can engage with it and stay on their platform. So I hope that's making sense so far. So just to give you the flip of that, the opposite of that, just to make sure that this is making sense. If the micro test went poorly and say only 5 people out of 100 interacted with it or engaged with this content that you put up, then you're going to be down the red end of the spectrum where it may only show it to 10 or 20 more people, even if you have more followers. Like, okay, no one really likes this piece of content, we're not going to show it to many people. So we want to figure out how can we be getting the biggest exposure boost on our content possible by getting the most people to interact with it using during the micro test. Now, I don't want to get too deep into this because this is going to come up in the advanced training, but this is all because of the Discover tab. So if you've been on the Discover tab, which is the magnifying glass at the bottom of the screen on the menu on Instagram, you can see that content that from people you don't follow appears here. Now, the higher your content scores on this micro test, the more people's Discover tab it's going to come into and the more people can engage with it. So I just wanted to touch on why this happens, but it's not really too much of something we want to dive into because that is quite advanced training that I'll show you in the upcoming videos. So basically we want to have a post, it's going to get micro tested, we want as many people in the micro test to engage with it as possible. Instagram is going to determine that it's high quality and share it further. So what is the hack? How do we make sure that the most people or the most influential people are interacting with this piece of content, and how do we make that consistent so that every piece of content we post is getting the most exposure possible? Well, this is how I laid out the micro test originally and showed you. You can see 100 people all basically looking the same, regardless if they're pink or gray in this example. They're all basically taken as the same weighting or the same power on Instagram, when this really isn't the case. What it actually looks like is something like this, where different accounts have different engagement weighting, meaning the more powerful an account or the more Instagram value in an account, so maybe it's more followers or they get more engagement themselves, they're going to put an extra weight or an extra score on what they are liking and engaging with. So you can see the little guy on the far left. Most people on Instagram, a very, very high percentage of people on Instagram, 99% or over, are just they're non-influential. They're just basic accounts that people use to post photos on. And if they interact with your image, if they interact with the image or video, whatever media you post, it's not really going to have that big of an influence. And then you go up the scale. So it's maybe a small brand with 5,000 followers is the next one. And then maybe someone with 100,000 followers and they don't like that many photos. So whenever they do, Instagram are like, wow, this person has finally engaged, then they have more power. All the way up to the 0.01% of people who are just these gorillas out there. They're called power influencers, and they far outweigh anyone else on Instagram. And their engagement rating is through the roof. Meaning if one of these power influencers interacts with your media or interacts with your content, Instagram is like, wow, this is a great piece of content. Let's show it in the Discover tab of basically all this power influencer's followers. So I hope this is still making sense. I hope you're still with me. Basically, if you can get these gorillas or these giants, we call them power influencers. If you can get these power influencers, which is a very small segment of the Instagram population, to like your photo or engage in, meaning view, comment, or share your photo when you post it, then you're going to have a very powerful photo. And you can see I put I don't know how many little people are there, but basically average Instagram users on the left. You can have 1,000 of these likes and they wouldn't even be close to worth one of the likes from the power influence, because that's just how much Instagram respect these people, and they basically determine what content does what on Instagram. Now, there is a way, and this is the hack, that you can get 25 of these power influencers to engage with your content immediately after you post it. It sounds pretty crazy because there's not very many of them out there. They're the small minority of Instagram, but this hack will show you how to get about 25 or more, if you want more, of these power influencers to engage with your content during the micro test phase. And once again, if you get one of these power influencers to engage with your content during the micro test phase, you're going to do really well. But 25, you're going to instantly be put up to the top tier of the exposure boost, and your content is going to get tens of thousands of views because of these power influencers engaging with your content. Now, the hack. This is the hack right here. This is the strategy that the big accounts are using, and we're going to jump into my phone, which actually got a crack in it the other day, in just a second, and I'm going to show you what the DM and like groups actually are in real life, and we're going to show you how you can create these DM and like groups for yourself and join them for yourself. The most powerful DM and like groups on Instagram, how you can become a part of them and leverage their power in order to get you more exposure on Instagram. And that's coming up in the training that we are offering. Now, the DM and like groups, basically, if you don't know what a DM group is, it's basically a group chat on Instagram. So if you DM means direct message. So if you direct message someone, you have a DM group with that one person. Well, group maybe is like if you direct message two people at the same time. So if you ever use WhatsApp or group text or iMessage group text, you know what a group text looks like. So this is through the Instagram platform. You click on the little paper plane icon on the top right, and you can create groups in there. And you can fill them with power users, or you can join, which is much easier, existing power users groups. And what happens is these power users or power influencers basically are there to give value to each other. Because like we're always teaching, the best way to get value on Instagram is to give value first. So what happens is, say there's 10 of them, just to make it simple, in this group. One of them posts a photo and then links to it in the group, and the other 9 people, the 9 power influencers, all go and comment and like the photo or like the video during the micro test phase. And then Instagram get the results back and they're like, wow, we tested this on 100 people and these 9 power influencers actually liked it. They probably don't call them power influencers, but you get it. It gets a very high result during this micro test. And therefore you're getting shot up to the very top of the exposure boost categories or the exposure boost tiers, and you're getting shown to as many people as possible. And the great thing about this is it's very sustainable because everyone's helping each other out, and the power influencers are all basically giving their influence to each other. So it's very much like everyone's sharing the power that they have for everyone's benefit. And even if you don't have a lot of power, I'm going to show you how you can leverage these groups without having a big account yourself, without being a power influencer yourself. And Marco's going to talk to you about that in the upcoming training as well. And I'm going to jump into my phone in just a second. Actually, you know what? Let's jump into my phone right now. Awesome. So here I am in the Instagram app on my iPhone, and what I want to do is go over to the paper plane icon in the top right, the blue thing with the 3 on it. And you can see this is opening up my DMs on my direct messages. And in these direct messages, I am a member of some of these like or DM groups that I'm going to get you guys into as well. So when I click on them, say I'm going to click on the likes group, this one right here. You can see inside here, I'm just going to click on the likes group, the logo at the top, where it says likes group in the photos. And that's going to take me to the list of people who are in this group. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people in this group. But the amazing thing about this is these are all high quality accounts, large accounts. You can see this account has 100,000 followers. The Perfect Diary has 32,000 followers. Sadquotes.news has 200,000 followers. These are all power influencers like we were talking about. And what they do, so clothing, Cute Clothes has 74,000 followers, and they're going to have a lot of engagement too. So all these people are inside this group chat together, and you can see when someone posts, you can see recent GN Peel comment ×2, which means they want them to go to this account, which is now no longer available, so bad example. So like and comment, attractive people feed. You can see, click on that. And they want people to like and comment on the most recent photos of this account. Don't know why my internet has slowed down. Let's go back for another one. Like and comment, returning all. So the Perfect Diary just wants you to go to their account and like and comment, and then they'll return it. So anytime you post a photo, you can basically come in here, and I'll show you another group, because the cool thing is there's no limitation on how many of these groups you can actually be in. So during that micro test, if you're in, say, 3, 4, 5, or even up to like 20 of these accounts, I can come into this other likes group with the lollipop, and I can just come over here and show you that there's different people in here, all with really strong accounts. And you'll see that there's a lot of different quality like groups. So there's some poor quality like groups that really aren't going to get you that much, and then these ones, these really high quality like groups that have 500,000 people, 500,000 followers each in there. Or this person doesn't, but they may have been the creator of the like group. And I'm going to show you how, if you are the creator of the like group, like this person, you can get into that like group even if you don't have a lot of followers. So that's going to come up in the advanced training. We can just see, like and comment on my recent. They link to their own profile to make it easy for someone to just go through here, like and comment on their recent photos. So you come in here, like and comment on their recent photos, come back in, tell them you're done. So done, return, and that person returned the favor. And this is how, during your micro test, you can come in and you can do it for all your like groups. So here's another one. Come over here, you can see here's Marco. So Marco, the man who's going to help us out and get everyone up to 10,000 followers using these top 4 advanced methods that we're teaching here. And he's going to make a couple of videos for you coming up too. So you can go and follow him and see what he does as well. You can see he's in this group along with some other really cool accounts who are all influencers and all helping each other out. And anytime someone posts, they post their photo here, and all you can do is you can come down and just hit those like buttons right here in the feed. And this is an easier way to do it, but each like group do it differently. See, like and comment, FBA Freedom Formula. This is the account that I'll show you that Marco is growing for us. So you can see he's posting in here. And these are the groups that I'm going to show you, and Mark is going to show you how to get into. And these are going to be able to get that high quality content that you're posting out there into Discover tabs, out there into the world, and get many more views, many more likes, and many more followers coming back to you because they like your content. And it's really going to take your Instagram game to the next level. And it's what these big accounts, you can see they're right here, all these big accounts are doing in order to get hundreds of thousands of views, or tens of thousands of views depending on the size of their account, to their content. So I hope this helps. Going to jump back into my laptop. So these DM and like groups, which we'll show you how to get into in the upcoming training. So make sure you sign up for notifications below this video. There'll be a little sign that says send me a notification when the next video is ready. And that's the difference between getting no new followers per photo and up to 100, 200, 300 new followers per photo. It's just leveraging these like groups. Jump across to the Instagram account that Marco has just started to help us grow, and you can see we're at 1,327 followers, which isn't that many at the moment, but we're growing rapidly. This is going to get to 10,000 followers in less than 8 weeks, and we're going to talk to you about the mentorship program that we're opening to get you to 10,000 followers in the same amount of time. But what I wanted to show you is just the engagement that we're getting on some of these posts. You can see 33,000 posts, 33,000 views, 30,000 views, 11,000, 18,000. These are all real, genuine views that are coming from the people's Discover tab when we post this content, because we're using the likes and the DM groups that I've been telling you about. And we're going to be opening this 0 to 10K Instagram mentorship program for you guys in the upcoming days, and we're going to tell you how to get inside these DM groups and how to make them yourself, and how to really leverage these strategies that these big accounts are using. And it's unfair that we don't get to use them for your small businesses and your personal accounts. So the 0 to 10K Instagram mentorship program will be opening very soon. So I'm excited to announce that here. And we're going to go into detail on everything that you're learning in these training series. But even if you're not in the mentorship program, we have 3 really high quality, super high leverage strategies coming up for you over the next couple of days that you want to be notified for. So make sure you scroll down and click the little Facebook button that will help us send you a messenger notification when the next video is up. So I hope you enjoyed this training. Comment below what you thought. Comment below any questions you have. We're also opening a Facebook group where you guys can interact with us directly and ask us all your questions and get all this extra training on top of the Udemy course. So I hope you're enjoying it, and I'll see you in the next video.